Hey everybody, this is Butt Sanchez, the only YouTuber that made you realize you've never had a better time on YouTube. Until now. Anyway, I'm doing what I'm calling a tool-assisted playthrough, not speedrun. One of my favorite games on Game Boy Color, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. DX in this case. And so I guess what inspired me to make this whole thing was I was bored one day and made a mini-map, as you can see, displayed to the left. And I decided I kind of wanted to show this off to people, so I thought, what better way to do this than to kind of do a playthrough of the game in the most entertaining ways that I could think possible, which is using a bunch of glitches to get through the game somewhat as fast as possible. Even though this isn't a speed run, it's just more of a playthrough. Anyway, after you get your shield from, I believe it was Terran. Terran's the red guy, but besides the point. I gotta explain a couple of things so we can be apples to apples here. So as you can see, if I walk into the fence here with the shield out, the leftmost part of the post, Link's shield can kind of like go into that. This is called wall clipping right here. So if you it's pretty easy to pull off. You just kind of walk straight into like a corner of a wall right here. You'll be kind of clipped into the wall. Notice how Link's shield is about 1 pixel further compared to him over here. Show it off once again. About 1 pixel further compared to if you're outside of it. That's wall clipping. We'll use that for a lot of glitches in this game. Another thing to talk about, so we'll have the same terminology again, I'll probably leave this in the description, is not save buffering, but just pause buffering. So this is the pause screen. As you can see, when you press pause and go to the game, from the game to the pause menu and back, there's kind of like, I don't know, a 10 frame delay while the game transitions between the two modes. Well, pause buffering, simply hold your input as the transition's happening when you're unpausing the menu, and the first frame immediately after you unpause the game, Link will do that action. So in this case, I'll have my shield out. It's not very interesting to see, but I'll just show you what I mean. So I'm going to unpause and hold the B button, as you can see from the input display. Show it again because I was moving. Link has his shield out immediately. Now, it's kind of a stupid spot to show it off, but I just wanted to kind of explain that, just because I'll be using that for a couple of things in this playthrough. Anyway, let's go get Link's sword. One thing to note is Link, Marin and Terran found him washed ashore on the beach. Apparently they just grabbed his shield, even though there's all these monsters on the beach. They didn't bother getting his sword to defend themselves. Maybe they didn't have to worry about it. We're gonna do that with the first glitch in the game, I would say. It's just called sword skip or something like that. I forgot what the name is. Anyway, if you kind of like put Link right on the edge of the sea right here and hold your shield out and hold right, keep holding right, the owl will come in and talk. Just kind of mash the text while holding right and the shield button. And eventually the owl will shut up. As you can see, right after the text box ended, Link immediately picked up his sword, and then the owl flew away. It saves a few seconds here or there. It's a very simple trick to pull off, kind of a fun little trick to pull off. Hopefully that was exciting. I found it exciting. Anyway, let's make it north. One thing about that owl that I think everyone hates is how often you run into him. If you ever played the game Earthbound, you often come across a guy who I don't know, calls himself the photographic genius, and you see that guy constantly. Seems like every chance you walk into a cave you find him. Well, just like the photographic genius guy from Earthbound, well, here's the next owl right away. Not too far, about what, 10 seconds after we just saw him. Anyway, kind of mash A and B and you'll kind of skip most of the dialogue as fast as you can. It's actually one of the reasons why I'm playing the game on the Japanese version, is just so there's fewer text boxes to go through, so you have to mash less. And in addition, this is the 1.0 version of the game, and the Japanese 1.0 version of the game has some glitches exclusive to that version of the game. So, for speedrunning purposes, I guess. Here's another little exploit you can kind of do. If you kind of walk up here and poke Link's sword, see the tip of it just barely touches the bottom crack of the rock. Kind of position right here. If you let go, you can just barely have enough room to hit the crystals. And I'm going to show off another glitch here involving chests. So normally when you open a chest, a text box will appear explaining what you picked up. In this case, it'll be like, what, 30 or 50 rupees or something. But if you press the save and quit, or excuse me, open up the save and quit menu like this, which you press start, select A and B at the same time, which I didn't show off there. Apparently I can't do it. There we go. This is what it looks like. If you do that a few frames after picking up the item, the text box doesn't display. So it saves a few seconds over the course of the run. I don't know how much it saves in total. There's not many chests in this game. Anyway, we'll continue out over here. Grab the toadstool. And up here, we're going to do probably the first glitch in the game that will either make or break your run. And of course, the guy was facing the correct direction I wanted to go. Now, that being said, this is a tool-assisted playthrough, so I will be abusing save states. Just so you don't have to see a bunch of my failures, I'll say. I'm not too great at this game, but I can at least make it somewhat, hopefully, entertaining for other people. Anyway, we're gonna do what is called the Moblin skip. Hold your shield out, and the Moblin has to behave here, which he's not. You want to wait for the Moblin to face up, which he's not. And when he faces up, you want to bonk into him about 6 to 8 times. And then you want to clip into the wall right by that pit. And hopefully walk across as he shoots an arrow. When he shoots an arrow, hopefully it should knock Link across the pit. Hopefully he behaves. Oh. Okay, hopefully it looks... Oh, okay, there we go. Bonking about 6 to 8 times, it's about like that distance, and then go up. There we go, cool. That's how the Moblin skip works. Kind of a fun little glitch there. And we're going to immediately do another glitch. This is another owl skip. It's a little tricky to pull off. What you want to do is immediately, after you open the chest, the frame immediately after picking it up the item, you want to press start. And then you want to equip the toadstool. Unpause the game while buffering a save and quit, just like this. You open up the save and quit menu, and then get out of there and hold down, and you should be able to kind of skip this owl thing. It's kind of hard to pull off, so I'm going to save state here just so I can hopefully show it off. Oh, didn't get it. Oh, too early there. Oh, didn't get it there. There we go, got it. So if you open it up, open the chest up, and press start, you'll immediately go into this menu. Now remember, you want to hold or press start to get out of the menu while holding start, select A and B, or the save and quit menu, just like this. Now you want to hold down after pressing start to get out of this. You want to make sure you're going straight down, not at an angle or diagonal, or it won't work. And just like that, you skip the owl. It's a little tricky to pull off, and I accidentally used toadstool. That's just wonderful. It's a little tricky to pull off, but if you practice, you'll be able to get it. It's not too hard to do. But you do have a 1 frame window of getting that, so... Again, maybe it's another make or break kind of thing. I don't think you could pause buffer to kind of work on that, but that's not the point. Anyway, let's go to the village. We're going to do some shoplifting, so... Hopefully you didn't spend too much time naming your file, because Link will be labeled a thief for the rest of the game. And... Anyway, this is shoplifting over here, so we're going to steal the shovel first. Most people do it like this, where they kind of stand over him like this and then walk out the door. I always do it like this and kind of go over to the side, go over here quick, and do that, just like that. If he's still looking to the right, I guess Link will shoplift. The text dialogue's kind of funny. It says something like, guess what? You just walked out without paying for that. Are you proud of yourself? And one thing to note is Koholint Island, which is the island that Link is on right now, doesn't have a police force. However, it does have the shopkeeper who just kills you outright if you steal anything. So perhaps he is the police force of the island, but I have no idea. As you see, this is not going to be a deathless run, so we're going to grab some bombs and actually buy them, believe it or not. So we're going to buy 2 helpings of bombs, so you just have to go in and out again. Okay, just like that, we'll get the bombs. And this is where stealing comes in handy, because this bow is an absurd 980 rupees to purchase. So hopefully I get this. Nice, he turned over right at the same frame I went out, so I was kind of lucky there. I'm actually kind of surprised. It usually takes me a couple tries to steal from the not the shoplifter. I'm the shoplifter. Steal from the shopkeeper. Anyway, we'll continue downwards. I guess now's a good time to mention the color scheme of the world map here. Actually, I'll mention that right after I do another glitch. Video just is chock full of glitches. So I'm going to just save here. Actually, I'm going to equip the toadstool for a second. So normally you can't go across this pit without the Rock's Feather. In order to get around this, you have to go all the way over here. And then, you know, the southern path, and then you're past that. But we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to do the toadstool skip. So hopefully this Octorok behaves and doesn't get in the way. But if you kind of walk into the pit and then hold your toadstool up, a text box will display. And when the text box ends, you want to hold the start and select button. Basically go to the start, save and quit menu, and then you'll be able to kind of bypass the pit. So I'll show that off right here. So I'm going to buffer the start and select. I always say start and select, but what I mean is buffer save and quit menu. So I guess I'll show that off one more time, just because I forgot to explain. You got to hold down after coming out of the save and quit menu. So save and quit, hold down, and there you go. Just like that, you skip the pit. But we're doing that at least one more time over here. Another thing that's kind of fun, normally you put the key in like here, but if you clip into the wall and kind of walk diagonally like that, you'll put the key in just like this. And then I'm going to come into here and press start. Okay, I got that, cool. So why did I press start? Well, when you walk into a dungeon, there's like a good 1 second, maybe 60 frames before like a text box displays saying what the name of the dungeon is. As you can see over my minimap display, this is Tail Cave. So I guess I'll explain the color scheme. So as you can see, the yellow flashing square is Link's current position. On the world map, the magenta colored squares are actually the dungeon locations. When you go up to here into the dungeon, it changes from a 16 by 16 map into an 8 by 8 map. Again, the yellow flashing square is Link's position. Green is the dungeon entrance. Red is the dungeon boss, not the mini boss. And magenta is the instrument room. So just so you understand. Because unless you know what the colors are, it's a little confusing what they could mean. So we're going to do the save and quit. Just like that. Very good. Go into the one-way door. And kind of go over here. And we'll pick up another key right over here. Excellent. I didn't get hit either. So if you didn't know this, each dungeon has a theme, and I think this dates back to the original Legend of Zelda. This is Tail Cave. The dungeon design kind of looks like a Moldorm, which is those black colored monsters that look like snakes, kind of, that kind of go back and forth. So that's Tail Cave for you. All the dungeons kind of follow this kind of like scheme. Level 2, Bottle Grotto. The dungeon looks kind of like a bottle. Level 3 is Key Cavern, so the dungeon looks like a set of keys. Level 4, I think you get the idea. Anyway, we'll kind of just go over here. And go straight up here. I'm going to press start here and de-equip the shield. This is just, I don't know if it's really an optimization, but you don't have to open the menu when you do this. But when you pick up an item, it will, by default, put it into an open position on your A and B slot. In that case, I had B open, so the feather went into the B slot. So we can jump over the pit here. The feather's quite useful. If you press the feather button or just keep spamming the jump button, you'll actually jump. Well, I mean, you'll jump, but you'll move a little bit upwards. So when you're holding up, it would behoove you to just keep pressing the B button to move slightly faster. And we're going to do another glitch. Seems like we're just doing glitch after glitch. So I need to have the toadstool out for this glitch. Okay, so what I'm going to do is do a super jump, but I need to get in position here. So I'm going to kind of go to the right side over the pit over here, and hopefully face up when I do this. So I'm going to... Okay, cool, I got it. Go into the save and quit menu. And just like that, Link is flipped into the wall. So we're going to do what is known as by the community as a super jump. I can't do these very well, but you can do them buffered, which is just holding your sword out. You can use a bow or the magic rod at the end of the game if you wish. But to do a super jump, what you want to do is kind of hold your sword out in the direction you wish to go. In this case, I want to go up. Hold back, and at the then jump, and at the apex of your jump, press forward while holding your sword. So it kind of looks like this. And just like that, you'll super jump. Allows you to bypass large chunks of the game, as you just saw. You can get up on this little platform over here. And we're actually going to super jump again right over here. So this is kind of an awkward one. By awkward, just like the position, but anyway, that's another one. And again, we're gonna do another super jump, just back to back. The one thing to know about super jumps, you have to be clipped into the wall, so you can't just do it like from here. You have to clip into the walls, so just kind of go into here and do that. You cannot do them from these, like, the angle where the wall kind of turns at a 90 degrees. So like right here where there's like that 45-degree line with the way the graphics are displayed. Can't do super jump here. So you kind of have to go where it's like a flat wall, like right here. So if I hold back and then forward, whoop, I don't think I was clipped in the wall there, so apparently I can't do this anymore. Seriously? There we go, got it. I don't know what was going on there, but you get the idea. Another super jump there. Allows you to jump over blocks, jump over pits, do whatever it is. I'm going to properly show off... Well, not properly. I'm going to show a better example of... Not really a pause buffer, but just like a buffer. So when I walk into the room, I'm going to hold the A button to buffer an arrow, and then the second Link gets back into control, he'll shoot an arrow at the mini-boss, just like this. And before you know it, the guy gets killed. Gets... kind of a fun little thing there. Fun fact, it actually takes 6 sword swipes to kill that guy, which is more than the boss coming up right over here. So this is Moldorm right up here. At least I think that's his name. I'm going to show off a kind of a fun little thing here. Normally if you fall into the pit here, hold the feather and up. Link will immediately jump right at the top of the screen, right back out of the thing. So in case you like mess up the... like you fall in the pit, you can just do that to get out of it. Just to show what it's like when you don't do that. You kind of have to walk all the way over here, back over the ladder, and then you do that. So if you're doing a speedrun and you do fall off, it's not that big of a loss, but, you know, if you're a perfectionist, you kind of want to, you know, make sure you don't fall in the pit to begin with, but just another little glitch to show off. So I'm going to fight Moldorm here. He should take 2 charged sword slashes to defeat. There we go. So a charged sword slash is double the strength of normal sword slash. As you can see, that's what took 3. And anyway, that's that. Actually, this is actually the end of the first video right here. I'm going to end it after I get an instrument or whatever else. So I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed all the little glitches here. So stay tuned for the next episode where we go into the swamps and get the next instrument. Stay tuned.